Hey y'all, what is going on? It's Giga here again. We got ourselves the first day of the web app for FIFA 23. It didn't go as planned because it came out an hour late and then my internet kept going in and out. So it was kind of haphazard, but we eventually got in and this is where our video starts. But I just wanted to talk about some things about how we started FIFA web app this year. What I'm seeing already as it's been a couple hours of the web app. A lot of different players, a lot of different trading things that I've seen. And I want to try to open up discussion to see what you guys think as well. So if you guys like this sort of thing, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. As always, I really appreciate all your guys' support, so thank you. But without further ado, let's go and take a look at what we got going on here. Alrighty, so when I go into this, basically how the game starts, or how the web app starts is you always start by obviously logging in. And then you go ahead and you actually choose a nation. And that nation, what it does is it gives you this very basic team of untradeable players, and it's nothing special. It's just to kind of like have a placeholder filler. It doesn't really matter too much. We ended up going with France, I believe. And so then it shows you how the chemistry works and stuff like that. Obviously we got new players that we can do. It asks you to switch out a player for a lone player. You choose 2 kits or 2 jerseys and a badge for your club. Again, none of that really matters, but one of the more important things that I wanted to talk about was it shows you these new packs that you get for logging back in. And so the first one that's very interesting is it's 11 or 12 players, and it's all non-rares except for 1 rare that's 80 plus rated, and it gave you 4 of them. The interesting or most interesting thing about it is that they were all tradable, so you could sell them all. And so that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal in the beginning of FIFA. That's free money. So we got 4 of those 80, or 4 of the 12 gold players with 1 80 plus rare. And so those ended up being very interesting. I don't remember them doing that last year. They also gave you this loan. They gave you 2 gold packs. So they gave you something logging in. The other thing about those gold players was that they're tradable. And so that actually put some supply onto the market, which was interesting. So we picked Son there. You can see these are those packs that we were talking about. There's the Stadium Starter Pack, which really is just coins. We got kicked out, blah, 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 all that good stuff. From there, we opened this up, and then we kept trying to sell everything we could. We opened up the gold packs. We didn't really get anything good out of it, but we were checking to see if anything was sellable, more than just quick sell. And very early on, very early on, basically everything was selling. And it was very interesting to see. Oh, and we looked at our preview pack. If you guys haven't, make sure you click the preview pack because it's free. You can see who's inside of it. If you got someone who's good in it, obviously you want to grab that. If not, don't worry about it. But then we started opening up these packs, and so what we were really looking at, or what we were really finding out, was that if you could get like a few of the rare positional ones, so like right mids in the League 1 or Serie A or something like that, or center mids even in like, I forget which league it was, but there were specific positional things that people were, or that at least I was seeing, that were really profitable, and so we were just trying to fish out those players and sell them as soon as we could. And then we got this guy. This is one of the Sudamericana or Libertadores players. I was like, who's this? And what we were also looking at was like, so I packed Muslera in this pack, and Muslera has very good links to some of the early on cards that we think people are going to use, so like Torreira and Mertens with Galatasaray. And Muslera is discard right now. Like he's worth nothing special. So, and I think I actually go ahead and check this maybe right there, potentially. No. But so we're just trying to get as many of these. Oh yeah, we did end up checking him. And so yeah, we were trying to go through all this. Got a Benasser who we sold for like 1,000 coins. Everything was very cheap in the beginning because nobody has any coins to use. So no one can buy anything. And so because of that, everything, in order for people to actually sell the cards, they needed to whatchamacallit, they needed to bring the prices down to afford them. What we then did was, one of our community members, Seahawk, actually recommended opening these bronze packs And what we found was that a lot of them actually sold for quite a bit. And so we got like a quick 10K off of these bronze packs. So it went from like 3,000 coins to like 15,000 coins pretty fast. If you got one of these like popular league players, EPL, League One, Serie A, so on and so forth, you got a lot of money from them, and so that helped quite a bit. So you could see even right there, like they were selling, and so we just kept doing it. We did it for a little while here. I'm just gonna skip forward through, and then once we got to, actually I don't even think it's gonna be in this video, but once we got to a certain point with our coin level, if you will, and let me see if I can pull this up here. Yeah, so this is my current web app status right now. So as of right now, you can see I've been messing with a lot of different cards, a lot of like meta cards. So Gids, Berardi is very cheap, 84 right now. The fact that he's like 1,500 coins is insane. The fact that he's even usable too for 1,500 coins is pretty insane. Chiesa, who's a super meta, I think that he's going to be worth more than 9,000 come like the beginning of FIFA. I think that he'll rise, so he's kind of one that I'm looking to hold on to if I can get another one for cheap. Jesus is the one that's really fluctuating a lot right now, so I bought him for like 7,500 at the cheapest, and now if I check, I believe he's actually worth like 9,000 coins or something. So he's been a fun one to mess with. And so these, yeah, he's 9,000 coins. So a lot of these super meta cards, or cards that are like just under 10K, but people are really like searching after, are rising quite a bit right now. We can even look at Chiesa, who we just saw had been selling for 9,000. Let's see if he's over 10,000, and he is. So a lot, like from the very beginning, people are now getting coins, and so because of that, card prices are actually going up. So Chiesa is worth 12K right now, and so like for instance, excuse me, if I could snag one for 11 right now, I would. But you can see that there's not a whole lot of them for cheap on the market, and so that's something that I realized very quickly, which is, if I'm doing, like if I'm trying to snipe a card like this right here, if I'm trying to snipe Chiesa going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I won't do it for a long time, but, and I'm not seeing any pop up, sorry, if I'm not seeing any pop up, what I'll do is I'll actually go into just like the regular sales of the card, and if I don't see any of them being pretty cheap or like much of a discount for the next like 5 or 10 minutes, so for instance, all these are at 11K already. This actually is not half bad, so we'll watch that for now. But like, there's only a few of these at each minute. And so what that's telling me is that his supply is pretty low. And the fact that his price, like you can see this top one is selling for close to that, getting up towards that 12K mark. Like, I'll be very interested to see if this does end up selling for 12K, because then that's kind of the pressure that the card needs, or at least what I'm seeing that the card needs to push through with the quick sell price, or like the buy now price. And so it's kind of like this one or this card would be an interesting buy to get, or this one, because if you could get them for 11K and then you find that they continue to push up because there's not a whole lot of supply and there's quite a bit of demand since it is a meta card, like I could see this card going for 15K on the actual day one, when, what is that, next Friday? So it's kind of this balance game. The hard part right now is you don't want to have a lot of coins like put into one card. Like you want to spread it around, and then you also want to, like you don't want to have a lot of coins, because if you have coins then you're basically just wasting them, because not everything, a lot of things are rising right now. So all of a sudden now we're at 23K. The last time I checked we were at like 15. And so it's just like everything seems to be doing well. And so I'm very tempted, at least right now, to be going into this like Jesus level card. Anthony was selling for 15.5, which is another one with a lot of hype on it. Let's see if he's even 16 still. He's not. And so obviously he's pretty meta. He's 17 right now, if that. And then one that I'm really got my eyes on, but I don't think I'll have enough coins is Dembele. Yeah, he's rising quite a bit. He was, what did I see him at not too long ago? He was at, did I save it? Did I save it? It doesn't look like I saved it. I want to say he was like 25 at one point. I could be wrong with that. But let's go to Diaz. I think Diaz will be another good example. Diaz and Coman are interesting for me because they are very, like, Coman's basically the same card, but more, like, he's 2 ratings higher. So Diaz is skyrocketing right now. I don't know what his price range is. What is his price range? Oh, it's very high. Never mind. But so you can see, like, a lot of these very desired meta cards are really doing well. And so if you can pick some of these up, I would really try to do it, because especially come this weekend when people all hop on and they're like making more coins and all this stuff, I think it's a huge opportunity, especially as everyone knows, going into next week on the first day when the game actually comes out, the market skyrockets. It really does. So try to find some meta players that you like. Definitely do like what I'm doing if you can, where you try to monitor them a little bit in case you're not entirely sure. And I mean, honestly, these like left wing, right wing meta, like 84s, 85 rated that you know people are going to be using, I think they're pretty solid investments. Just because they go down for like an hour or something doesn't mean you need to sell them. But just watch a few of them. Find like 1 or 2, maybe 3 that you feel pretty comfortable with, and then go from there. Right now, mine are Jesus, Chiesa, and then I'm interested in Berardi, but we'll see. But those are just examples. You don't have to do those, of course. It doesn't really matter. But I hope that's helpful if you guys are looking into how to try to like start things off. And the only other thing to talk about actually is, and I think I sold a few of them, these position cards. Where are they? So the position modifiers, if you guys bought any of these or have them, they seem to be selling for a few thousand coins, and I would highly recommend trying to do so because it's easy money and you don't need to use them right now. So take them, use them, and I don't actually remember what their price range is. I wonder if, here, let's see, position change. Is it 19? No, it's 5K. So they're still at 2,500 right now. At least that's what it seems like. But oh, they're down to 2,000 if you can snipe some, maybe. I have a feeling there's a bunch of bots doing this, but I feel like this is one of those things that's going to fluctuate quite a bit. And so if you guys want to try some of that, it seems viable, especially going into next Friday, when people actually are making teams and playing with them. Then I think those could definitely explode. So if you have a few and you want to like get them, if you could get them for like 1,500 coins or something, I almost have no doubt that you could probably see a bump up in them on Friday, Saturday of next week. But you know, only time will tell. Only time will tell. It's very exciting, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. We're gonna be trying to do, you know, at least updates every few days, and I'll be trying to get, the first goal is to get to 100K. So if we can get to 100K, then we can make a half decent team and actually play when the game comes out. So I hope to see you guys then. We'll be coming out with more stuff, like I said, and yeah, thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.